Hello folks, I just thought I'd make a short video discussing something that's come up that has motivated me to make my first little chat video. People that know me know that I'm a book person, used to own a bookshop, so I'm very interested to see this article pop up. It's on Bounding into Comics. Dragonlance creators Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman file lawsuit against Wizards of the Coast. This one's saying for over 30 million. This one on comicbook.com is like 10 million. So it is a large sum, and it basically comes down to a lawsuit over Wizards of the Coast pulling their support from a contract. So if you're from the 80s like I am an old fart, so I grew up reading TSR novels, and these two authors were a large source of entertainment for me as a teenager reading fantastic novels. They helped build my love of the written word. Obviously, as I've grown older, I've developed greater taste range in what I'll read, but these two authors were a contributing factor to why I eventually opened up a bookshop here in Australia, in Melbourne, and loved reading and talking to other people about books. So much so that we even went to various gaming clubs around Melbourne, promoting novels, getting more people interested in the joy of reading, not just in a lot of cases, young people were more involved in doing figure-based gaming. We helped to open the minds of these young people into reading and being able to point and talk about all these fantastic stories available. Now, Weis and Hickman, and I apologise to them if I'm not pronouncing their surnames correctly, were fantastic authors, and I'm sure they still are, but the Dragonlance series of novels and the Dragonlance world were very engaging. And when this news came out that they were contracted to do another 3 books to help round off their work, and let's face it, it's probably their life work, is very distressing to everybody that loves fantasy novels. So basically they were contracted to write a new trilogy for the Dragonlance, and they filed lawsuit against Wizard of the Coast because they believe Wizards of the Coast is in breach. So under the complaint, they allege that the first manuscript was produced and had been submitted for approval and editing, and basically Wizards of the Coast has pulled that approval process out from underneath them without notice over a phone call. Now, I'm not going to read the words, it's not what I plan on doing. I'm just using these articles as sources so that if you're interested, you can look them up and read them yourself. So basically what they're saying is they had an agreement. They had spent, I'm assuming, a good part of the year writing the new manuscript, getting it authored and then edited with the persons. So this was starting to bubble up back in June, where they first got approval for their outline, and in 2019 and in November 2019 the first manuscript for book 1 was then, and then they got original approval by the Wizards of the Coast in January this year of 2020. So everything was progressing. They were talking about new languages, so they were doing translation rights, and you don't take these sort of actions if you don't have trust and good faith that things are going to be moving forward. So come to August, the rug was pulled out from underneath them and saying they're basically not going to get any approval for anything out of the Wizards of the Coast. And their complaint comes in, says it was without notice, without reason, and not under contract law for the termination. So, and a couple of the articles go on and talk about how the Wizards of the Coast have gone on to undermine the author's relationship with one of the largest publishing houses in the world. So not only have they stopped them in their tracks with the ability to publish these 3 new novels that they had a licensing agreement with, they've now undermined their ability to sell novels with one of the largest publishing houses. So this has far-reaching consequences for these 2 authors, and I think it has more to do with the internal politics of Wizards of the Coast. As we've seen over the last several years, their internal politics has been driving very poor decisions in the Wizards of the Coast as far as I'm concerned. So what this has motivated me to do is to actually join the conversation on the platform of YouTube's, talking about things that concern me. I'm from Melbourne in Australia. We've been locked down, basically imprisoned in our own homes for over 13 weeks now by our government, and this is a bit of an outlet for us to rant and take some of our frustrations of the world out with the current bee bug. So as a fan of fantasy and novels, I am very disappointed with Wizards of the Coast. They took over ownership of all of the TSR products, intellectual property rights, many years ago, as we're all aware, and since they've taken over, we've seen the steady decline of the franchise as they inject more and more of their political ideology into the products that they expect us to buy and just accept their ideology. So, me personally, I haven't bought a Wizards of the Coast product since D&D version 3. That's when I started looking for alternative means, and our groups that were playing D&D and other role-playing games and other games with just moved on to other things, and we based all of our stuff on 3. We saw version 4, didn't like the changes, definitely don't like the changes in version 5, and we definitely don't like the changes that they've announced with this idiot ideology that fantasy creatures are the equivalent of real life human beings. Sorry, these people have to have screws loose in their heads. Okay, so they're making decisions to satisfy a group of like-minded individuals on the Twitterverse. You won't find me on the Twitterverse. It is just a world full of sick individuals with nothing better to do. Just like me ranting at a webcam in my little office. So that's my 2 cents worth. I hope Wizards of the Coast get taken to the cleaners and these 2 authors get a good result from their court case. I'm very sad that I'll never get to read these new novels by these 2 fantastic authors, and my heart goes out to the few book retailers available still in the world. That sector of industry has suffered greatly over the years with the advent of digital copies of books. I'm personally very much a printed paper person. I do have a Kindle DX. It's a beautiful electronic library. I can take a lot of technical reference material with me when I travel around in those formats. Fantastic when you're doing international flights. You only have a grams worth of weight and you've got thousands of pages of technical manuals at your fingertips afterwards. So I understand the benefits of digital publishing and resources. My main living comes from the information technology area, so I see a lot of benefits, but from a sheer pleasure point of view, nothing, as far as I'm concerned, will ever replace the fantastic feel and smell of a novel or a hardback, paperback, the printed works of great authors. So personally, I hope these 2 authors have a fantastic result from their actions, and I'll be watching it with great interest moving forward. If you're still here, thank you for watching and listening to my little rant, and I hope you stick around for more. Bye for now. Bye for now? Yeah, bye for now. That's a better saying.